Okay, so we are back, and we got part 2 of the Attuned Hero celebration. Oh man, I clicked on it too late. We had it on the bottom, the little like icon there showing the celebration. If we go over to the bulletin board though, we'll see it. So round 2 of the Attuned Hero celebration, which comes with this brand new banner and also the tickets that we saw in the data mine. I already did the missions to get the tickets. We can take a look over here. So we saw these quite a while ago when the first Attuned Hero banner came out. We saw these in the data mine, and now we can finally get these tickets. They're very easy to get. You just got to KO, I think, 30 opponents, and you're able to get all 5 of these tickets. And these are our favorite kinds of summons. Free summons, so we're never going to say no to those. We got 5 tickets here. We also have a free B summon on any banner, so we're going to go ahead and use that. Now, this is the banner that we got for this celebration here, and if we take a look, it's got a rearmed hero on every color, which is already a step up from the last time they did these. So the last time it was just Arcane lift twice. Like they did them once and apparently they couldn't get enough of them, so they just put them on the next one as well with minimal changes to the Ascended heroes. Like I think maybe 1 or 2 characters were different. It was pretty abysmal. So at the very least this time they made more of an effort to bring back some rearmed heroes, which is good. And the really cool thing about this is that it's a double special banner. So you're only going to be pulling Focus 5 stars here. You can't get Pity Broken. So if you're going to be color sniping, this is actually a pretty good time to do it. There is also an available Spark. I'm not sure if you need the Fate Pass to Spark on this banner, but I just recently re-upped my Fate Pass so that I could Spark on the Halloween banner. So let me know in the comments actually if you need the Fate Pass to Spark here, but I'm not too sure if you do or not. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at these colors here before we run through these tickets and see if there's anything good and worthwhile worth sniping. We're going to start with red, where we have Rearmed Ophelia. This is one of the queens of fodder in the game. She is just insane with the amount of skills she can give out. Her weapon is obviously a very good red tome for your nuking red units. So, for example, the Marla that we just got as a Grand Hero battle would really appreciate this weapon. But there's quite a lot of other red tomes that we've had for a while that can make good use of the weapons, so it's a very good arcane weapon. We also have Attack and Res Finish 4, Special Spiral 4, and Times Pulse 3. Would have been nice if she had Times Pulse 4, but it's not the hardest thing in the world to give it to her because she's already got the prerequisite for it. So she is just a fodder queen. She can give out like crazy nuking potential to anyone, and she also has access to good infantry nuke skills like Magic Null Follow-Up and also Flare. So those could be skills you could give her to pass out to everybody else, as well as Infantry Pulse 4, which we just got on Sed. So just no shortage of good skills she can pass out. She's not too bad of a unit herself either, but she's not the craziest. Like if we take a look here, her stat distribution wasn't as focused as I'd like it to be. Her speed is just minimal. Her res is also kind of minimal, and then attack is pretty good, but we can definitely do better. Marla is probably just a better unit than her in terms of stat line. Alright, then we have the Ascended Tiki here. I'm not the biggest fan of this unit, honestly. I don't really care too much for bait infantry dragons, or just bait units in general anymore. But she can definitely do some stuff. She's got -1 special trigger. She has a built-in scowl effect if she's got res up 5 over the enemy. She's getting all stats of 5 in combat. She has special acceleration on hit, so your typical, like, baity skill effects you would imagine. And then her unique C skill is basically just joint drive everything, where allies are getting all stats of 4, and she's also getting all stats of 4 in combat. Then if she's got 2 allies within 2 spaces, she gets 80% DR on AoE attacks, and 40% DR on the enemy's first attack. So lots and lots of DR there, lots of protection for her. She also has Bulwark and then Speed and Res Finish for her fodder skills, but these aren't, like, 2 of the more particular fodder skills you would want to go for. Like, Speed and Res Bulwark isn't the best stat combo for that skill, nor is Speed and Res Finish. So while they are good passives, those like are not the most valuable stat combos for them. So I have to deduct some points from this Tiki, unfortunately. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to blue now. So we have Alfred here. He's got the Arcane Shang, which is a pretty solid weapon. Both of the Arcane Lances are really good. Of course, Arcane Lewin is on another level, but this one is really nice for your armored units because it gives them the -1 and the acceleration on hit, allowing them to combo a lot of good specials like Pavis and Aegis with Hardy Fighter. So it's got some good applications on slower units. Then he's also got Flow, End Trace, and Cross Spur Attack, so his fodder itself, like his base skills, are not the craziest outside of the weapon. So what you would want to do for this guy is probably give him like a crazy high-cost skill that doesn't have a prerequisite yet. I was thinking to give him like Gambit 4, so he could just give that off to all of your other guys without really having to worry about anything else. There's not too many good cavalry exclusive skills you would want to give him anyway, like maybe Attack and Defense Alarm would be okay, but for the most part, I would use him for heavy invested skills that take like all 4 of your inheritance slots. So that would be my recommendation with him, unless you want the weapon. Alright, and then we have Ascended Ishtar, who is basically the pedestrian Winter Lysithea. They do pretty much the same things, but Ishtar is just better now because, of course, she's got access to damage reduction negating skills like Magic Null Follow-Up or Special Spiral 4. And it's easier to nuke with her, of course, being infantry, so I would have to just give her the edge at this point over the Winter Lysithea. She's a pretty solid nuking option. She's not too shabby. And her fodder isn't the craziest. I mean, Life and Death 4 is still pretty meta on your AoE units. And then Times Pulse 3 is nice if you're trying to get the level 4 a little easier. But that's pretty much all she has to offer. So we'll go ahead and move on to green now, where we've got Ganglot making a return. This would definitely be a better place to go for Ganglot than the other one. The last time Ganglot was back, she was color sharing with Hell, and I can't remember if it was a double rates banner or not. What was that, like a remix banner? So it had double rates and no pity breaks as well. Actually, was Hell a better color share with her than this Hilda? All right, we'll come up to Hilda in a sec. Let's finish up Ganglot here. Arcane Downfall gets a lot of slack, or a lot of flack, but I think actually it's a solid weapon. It gives you recovery on hit by 7 HP, which is pretty good. You get the acceleration on hit as well with the -1, so for your armored units with Hardy Fighter, as we mentioned with the Arcane Shang, it can be pretty solid. Also, offering the recovery is pretty nice, because if you're running Pavis or Aegis, it's not the easiest thing in the world to get self-sustain. Then it's also got the all stats of 5, so it's not a bad weapon by any means. Then she's got Distant Stance, Quick Repost 4, and Joint Distant Guard. None of these are particularly valuable skills anymore. Not that they ever were. Like, Quick Repost is probably the weakest gold border skill. Is there a weaker gold border skill than Quick Repost 4? Maybe like Death Blow 4, I guess. But, I mean, that's the very first one. So that's not really a fair comparison. But Quick Repost 4 is, like, no longer even relevant. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Distant Stance is okay. That's probably the best thing she's got. But the real value from Ganglot comes from the fact that she's the only infantry melee arcane hero at the moment. So you can give her things like Vital Astra, Godlike Reflexes, Close Call 4, Spurn 4, things like that. And she's going to be able to make very good use of that as a fodder bank for your other allies. So every merge of Ganglot that you pull could potentially just instantly build any of your God units. So your God Axes, God Lances, God Swords, they would be very much looking forward to inheriting skills from Ganglot. So she is one of the better fodder banks, even if she's not that good of a unit. And then, of course, the Ascended Hilda, who I'm not particularly impressed with this Hilda, to be honest. Attack and Speed Solo 4 is not the greatest. Velocity would be nuts with a level 4, because this is just tempo and then also DR. So if we're talking about Velocity 4, that's a different story, but that hasn't released yet, so there's not really much telling when that's going to be. And then she's got Joint Drive Speed, which is okay, but certainly not on the level of some of the C skills we've gotten access to now. So fodder-wise, she's not the craziest. Even like for usability, she's not the craziest either. She's got this support effect where she gives allies all stats of 3 and 20% DR on the enemy's first attack. And then in combat herself, she's getting attack and speed of 6 and 40% DR. And then looks like bonus damage based on X% of her speed. Yeah, X% of speed when her special triggers. And that would be based on her special cooldown count. So it's the same as Hatari Karla, essentially. So I guess she's just like Hatari Karla with some support. But the real issue with Hatari Karla is that there's just better and more mobile options for the nuking role now, so I'm not the biggest fan of this Hilda. And then finally we have Colorless, which I would say is actually the best color overall here. So we have Arcane Grima, who is the only dragoned and the only armored Arcane hero, so she can be a nice hub for a lot of good fodder skills, like Hardy Fighter, the safe skills. You can give her Fire Flood boost, even though she has a unique ace skill. A lot of armored units want Fire Flood boost. You can also give her, like, double stance level 3s. You can give her all of the level 4 fighter skills, like Special Fighter 4, Vengeful Fighter 4, Savvy Fighter 4, like, you name it. She is a good unit to be passing that out. And she's a pretty competent unit herself. You can get some good mileage out of this unit if you were to use her in combat. And she can get Scowl as well. Like, that's another thing I should have brought up. Scowl on her, and then you can pass that around to your other guys. A very good fodder bank and a very solid save unit. And then finally, we've got Ascended Alencia, who is a really good source of fodder for your staff types. She's got a lot of the recent flyer skills. So we got Dazzling Shift, we got Light's Restraint there, we got Rescue. Pretty good stuff for your flyers. Her A skill could admittedly be a little better, as could her C skill, but we'll take what we can get. And also, in combat, this unit is pretty massive of a force for the offensive phase. So she gives herself attack and speed of 6. She's got -1 cooldown. She's getting a bonus equal to, let's see here, the highest respective attack and speed bonuses on allies or herself within 2 spaces times 50%, or 150% rather. And then she's also granting attack and speed up 6 and guaranteed follow-up to allies in 2 spaces. So she's got some nice support potential. She's a flyer, of course. So Soaring Guidance, Guidance 4 are options for her. She's just a really good unit. She's probably... Actually, is she the single best unit on the banner? She might be. It's between her and Grima, and they're literally color sharing. So you can't go wrong hitting colorless. I'm going to go ahead and target red here because Ophelia is the unit that I... well... Ask and you shall receive. Alright, let's see here. Let's try our luck, see if we get Ophelia, but she is the unit that I have the most fodder skills invested into, so getting extra copies of her would be able to deck out my other guys the best. If we don't see red, I'm going to go for colorless, but let me know in the comments section how you guys are able to do with your tickets on this banner. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to pull something here. I mean, it is double rates and there's no pity breaks, so it seems pretty likely that you'll get something here. Alright, with the 6 free summons that we got. I just spent a bunch of money earlier to summon on a different banner, so I ain't looking to be spending money anymore, for a while at least. At least not on anything besides the Fate Pass. So, yeah, hopefully I don't need to spend money on Orb Packs anymore, but... Okay, we got 1 more to go, and then we are out of here. Oh, wait, no, we got 2 more to go. Okay, so let's... Alright, we got no reds there. We'll go for colorless and hope for the best. Alright, we got Priscilla there, sure. Alright, 1 more to go, guys. Let's see here. Can we pull a free Arcane hero? Alright, come on. You just gotta believe. It's like Parappa the Rapper always says. You gotta believe. Okay, I didn't believe hard enough. Alright, so we get a Pala there. That's going to wrap us up for these summons on the banner. Now, would I recommend spending orbs on this banner past those tickets and the free summon? I would say, if you're going for colorless, there's definitely some value there. I guess it really just depends on what you're looking for. Like, if you want the fodder bank from Ganglot to, like, deck out a bunch of your infantry god units, then I can see the arguments there. If you want, like, nuking potential, then Ophelia definitely has a lot of value. The main problem is just, like, the Ascended heroes for the most part, besides Alencia and maybe also Ishtar. Like, these other 2, I'm not, like, the biggest fan of whatsoever. I don't even think they have a place in the meta right now. So, that's just my opinion. But I would say, if you're targeting colorless or red, you can definitely get some stuff. And Ganglot too. But the color sharing is very iffy. So, that's going to wrap us up for this video, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed your free summons. I know I did. It's always nice to get some freebies. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So, take care, fellas. And I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.